Hey everybody, welcome back to Wicked Good Sports. This is Power Play, and I'm joined as always by the man who has his finger on the pulse of the Bruins, Mr. Chris Huminski. Chris, how you doing?
I'm doing good, Brian. How are you?
Doing quite well. Happy to see that the Bruins advanced, and you really called this one.
Yes,
You said
sir.
6 games, but hey, they did even better. They didn't want to make us wait all 6 games. After tough early series, they were able to just kind of shut down the Capitals, and I am super interested to hear your thoughts. What are your big takeaways from the series?
The biggest thing I'm taking away is that Tuukka Rask has been on point.
Mm-hmm.
Tuukka Rask is back to being himself. He really he carried the team, I think. There was no
Mm-hmm.
way, especially that last game. He made 40 saves out of 41 shots on the last game. He's just been on point. Hasn't let in a lot of light goals. He's had a good defense in front of him. Also, the
Mm-hmm.
defense has shined. Also, actually, Matt Grzelcyk and Charlie McAvoy are right now the top two rated defensemen in the NHL,
Oh, very nice. That's what you
based
like to
based
see.
on based on their performance in this series.
Yeah, so obviously in their one loss, it was kind of a bit of bad luck, a bad bounce of the puck that got past
Yeah,
Tukarask. But like you said, other than that, he looked extremely solid. And hey, I feel like a lot of people are, if they're not happy the Bruins advanced, they're happy that Tom Wilson did not advance.
I think I've seen that joke at least 100 times on social media. That
Yeah.
Tom Wilson suspended for the rest of the playoffs.
Hey, you love to see it. Couldn't happen to a nicer guy, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, what coming out of the series, how are you feeling? Obviously it was a fairly dominant series. I mean, they won, you know, with only one loss. So what are your feelings on this team moving forward?
I feel very good about the Bruins moving forward. Like you said, we had about one loss in this series, and that was game one. So for all
Mm-hmm.
intents and purposes, we shut down the Capitals.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we don't know who we're playing yet. We won't know who we're playing until later this week. It's either going to be the Islanders or the Penguins.
Mm-hmm.
I feel pretty good about going up against both of those teams. I think of the two, I'd rather see the Islanders than the Penguins.
Right.
We've done a little better against the Islanders this year. We've sort of been on that same level as them. The Penguins are a tough team. They have the best player in the NHL too that you
Mm-hmm.
have to contend with, Sidney Crosby.
Yep.
But as long as the goalies and the defense, I'm going to go right back to them. As long as they keep doing what they're doing and giving that support for the goal scorers, for the first line, for the second line,
Mm-hmm.
Taylor Hall, Brad Marchand, and all of them. As long as the defense can keep doing what they're doing and the offense can keep scoring, then we are going to be in absolutely fantastic shape going forward.
Absolutely. So, are there any big moments you want to discuss in depth from this playoff series, like controversies, anything like that? I know there was a very questionable hit in one of the games. I
Yes.
wanted to get your opinion on that.
So that would be the Orzov hit. So the rule in the NHL is that you can hit players. You can hit them up against the boards, hit them while they have the puck. You can do whatever. It's a
Mm,
it's a free for all basically.
right, right.
The one rule though is that if you're gonna hit a player, you can't leave the ice to do it. You can't like jump in the air to do it
You're right.
and go at them with your shoulder or at their head or anything like that. This player Orzov, he did exactly that.
Mm,
He left the ice and laid down a hit. Um, and the initial call on the ice was a 5 minute major. You can't do that. That's a game misconduct.
mm,
But then after the refs started reviewing it, and they reviewed it, they reversed the call to be a double minor, which is just two 2 minute penalties,
mm,
one after another. As soon as they did that, the NHL wasn't going to take a serious look at this hit. I
right.
think they did do it, but NHL player safety, being themselves,
Right.
decided no fine, no suspension, and we're all sitting here like a player got hurt, and he's getting off scot free.
Mm. Yeah, no, I definitely, as someone who's not as like plugged in, I was like, that kind of looks like a cheap shot. But yeah, I definitely wanted to get your opinion as someone who knows the sport a little better. I mean, he basically like rabbit punched him in the face.
Yeah, well, he left. He literally jumped off the ice, and punched him in the face.
So I mean, I don't know. Far be it from me to make any like calls on what's legal or not in hockey, but that looked pretty bad, pretty dirty. So, I think the Capitals team, and I get the series, just all the games I watched, it was chippy from the beginning of the game to the end. Like these two teams seemingly have more than just like competitive dislike for each other. It seems like they just did not like playing one another at all. I don't know if you felt the same way.
I mean, the Capitals and the Bruins have been nipping at each other's heels the entire season. They're two very well matched teams. It was going to be a competitive series no matter what. You get with the drama of now the two most hated players in the NHL are arguably Tom Wilson on the Capitals and Brad Marchand on the Bruins.
Yep.
So now you have Capitals players being like, "Screw Marchand. We're gonna go after the guys on his team," and us doing the same thing to Tom Wilson and him.
Yeah.
Which Tom Wilson took a couple of beatings. I want to give a shout out to defenseman Jared Tenorti. He was hurt. He came back for the last game, and he was getting real physical with Tom Wilson. And that's what I like to see. He's a rookie, so it's pretty ballsy for him to do that. But he gave Wilson what was coming to him.
Oh man! Is there any other things that stood out to you from this series?
I mean, the biggest thing is watching Zdeno Chara. Watching Zdeno Chara be on the other team. He's not a captain anymore, and we're playing against him. And after the last game ended, there was a nice moment between him and Patrice Bergeron, where they shook hands, they gave each other a little hug, and it was just it was a classy moment.
Yeah, no, I mean
for the Capitals, which is a team that either has a lot of class or no class at all. It was nice to see that moment.
Yeah, I think like most Bruins fans obviously are still very fond of Chara, so it's tough to see him get eliminated. Who knows how many years he has left? He was already getting up there.
Yeah, there's a lot of speculation that might have been his last game, but who knows?
Yeah, so hey, Chara, if it was, great career, obviously, like really just outstanding, and yeah, tough. I think I speak for many Bruins fans where it's like I wish he had gone out with the Bruins, but
that's where I'm at. I wish he could have retired a Bruin. I'd like to see him sign like one of those like 1-game contracts for his last game.
Yeah,
so he can retire a Bruin. He's definitely gonna have his number up in the rafters at the Garden before long.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess for that, sad, but hey, I'd rather see the Bruins advance than see the Capitals.
It's his fault for leaving.
Right. Oh man. So yeah, I mean, like you said, we don't know who we're gonna be facing off against. Once we do know, maybe we'll come back before that series and you can give your opinions on what you think, how the Bruins match up. But for this, I think, we covered it. Tom Wilson, he's out. Everyone's happy about that on Twitter from what I can see. So other than that, Chris, where can they find you online?
I'm on Twitter, Chris_Uminski. I'm on Facebook also. You can follow me there.
All right, follow Chris on Twitter and Facebook. You can follow me on Twitter at @TheFakeMeMar, this BMARR. You can follow the channel on Twitter at WGEverything, on Instagram at WickedGoodEverything, on Twitch at twitch.tv/WickedGoodEverything, and on TikTok, search WickedGoodEverything. This channel is Wicked Good Sports. Main channel is Wicked Good Everything. And we will see you in the next one. So this has been Wicked Good Sports. Thank you so much for watching to the end of this clip. If you liked it, hey, we got a lot of sports videos coming your way almost every day of the week. And we have longer form podcasts on podcast services. Just search Wicked Good Sports. I'm Brian Marr. I will see you in the next one.